All right, greetings, folks. Kind of interesting. I came across when I was looking for something else, this, and they had a couple of them, and they called it a starburst. But this looks amazingly like the Tripyramidal Merkabah, a part of it that I've tried to illustrate to everyone. All right. So the only difference would be on this inside was where the light was coming from. The chemical luminescence or bioluminescence was coming from the inside and it was glowing outwards, but these were clear on the outside. And there were what appeared to be rods connecting these. So I got really excited and I bought all three of the models that were a little bigger of this so I could illustrate what I saw with this bipyramidal Merkabah, okay? Which was the ship that went from being metal, okay, to this, and then morphing, boom, into this. All right, and I've talked about this a lot, this Tripyramidal Merkabah. Christine Dennett did this for me. She did a really good job, but the outside weren't. They were clear. All the luminescence was on the inside, and these things connecting looked like these metal rods. Okay, going to J.J. Hertock's book, The Keys of Enoch, page 216, you see what he calls multi-stage forming tripyramidal command vehicles. Okay, from this morphing into this. Okay, now this thing started off as a ship, like is illustrated there. Then it morphed on me into this tripyramidal Merkabah. And it says here, the bipyramids are actually limited to frequencies surrounding lower planetary systems. But then down at 19, it says, therefore, the triangular bipyramid is one of the forms expressing the Merkabah in nature's God-level growth to God-level 1 status among the planetary intelligences, respective galaxies, which are biological testing zones. I think that's important. I told y'all this thing, I think, was morphing into configuration, a pattern to its destination. So I wanted to show you this, okay, which are these pieces, but this is bigger. And this looks very much, if you were to connect this, let me turn this. This looks very much like what I saw, okay, if you had the colors on the inside with the rods connecting them. These ones are much bigger. Like I said, I got excited. And this is much more what I saw in the sky. This thing from a metal craft turning into this tripyramidal Merkabah. And I think it gives a really good kind of example of what I was talking about there. And this thing was moving in the sky, and it was pretty big. Okay? It was large. And it really blew me away to see it. It was just beautiful. And when I've told you all before that it looks similar to me to the ship that's on the first Superman with Christopher Reeve, when Marlon Brando sent him to Earth, the thing had kind of stalagmites like that, stalactites like that, and then it crushed and when it got into Earth's atmosphere, it crushed and bent up. But I mean, that's the only way, because I was always looking for references for what I've seen, and I couldn't find any. So when I ran across these, I was kind of shocked. So I just wanted to show that to everybody. That's the Tripyramidal Merkabah, similar to what I had seen. It's just a good illustration. Okay, I've tried to show people that. Again, this went from being a metal craft, and I was on board this craft, okay? Another thing that made it hard to accept what I was seeing. Okay, it went from a metal ship to started morphing. Boom, and then boom to that. And that's what you're seeing here without the rods connecting it. Okay, and it was moving in the sky. It was interesting. You know, one thing when I dealt with Rudy Shields, he had asked me privately, he said, what was it like when the experience ended? And I said, well, you know, it's like somebody turned the light switch off. This thing just went dark, but I could still see its shadow floating in the sky. And he started yelling, that's exactly what you should have said, Barry. That's exactly what you should have said. That's the quantum hologram you were seeing after it went through the portal, through the Mako. So, I mean, that's, you know, stuff like that is, I think, just is information worthy people knowing, because I'm not the only one that's probably experienced something like this. and trying to explain it or trying to even find out what in the HE double hockey sticks it was I seen and was experiencing took a lot of time. This was the first book that I'd found that actually explained it with this tripyramidal Merkabahs. On a page before that, he's got multi-stage Merkabah. That's not what I dealt with there, but it was over here, okay? And that's my second, because this is my original copy I got in probably about 92, 93. This one I got from J.J. Hertok when I spoke in Vegas. He was actually doing a booth there. He's presenting also. And I asked him about this. I said, how did you come to find this? He signed it for me here, as you can see. And when I told him, he said, the beings took me there and showed me. And when I told him, I've seen one of those tripyramidals myself. Oh, I had his undivided attention for probably about 10 minutes. And then that's when he signed this book for me. So just little stuff like that I just wanted to go over with people. I'm not good with these little videos like this, but I think it's important. The ones I do with PC I know are much cooler, but still, it's important people do see this and get a feel for what I had experienced. Thank you very much. Y'all have a blessed weekend, and peace.